Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Sammy.
Yeah, did you see my message? I changed it to from 8 o'clock.
Sorry, you changed it to?
From see, we used to have 8:30 to 9, right? Then changed back to 8 because Nancy said she can join.
Oh, crap. I think, well, I did, and I I did, and I think I was just deleting things. Like, oh, I think that's an old one because that's the old time. So, all right, I have to go in here and uh,
Okay.
and undelete that.
Oh, you made your own uh, calendar marking.
Yeah, here, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so we're back to. Oh no, wait, that says 10:30. Okay, hold on. Oh shoot, am I going to be able to find that again? Oh, rats. Well, shoot, is it not showing up this?
So it's not coming, sir.
Well, I'm seeing them all individually. I'm not seeing the doggone it. Sustainability groups IO. I'm gonna have to try to go back to the. I'm going to go back to the groups IO thing and see if it can get me to resend it because I think it. Why is it not showing up as a series?
So just now, I believe Kevin told me to kind of use update groups. I believe just adding event is not probably sending it out.
Okay.
I just clicked the update groups message. So hopefully um, it sends to the people. Yeah, you supposed to have got a group notification. No, it's only call, not
Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, I gotta find the. No, that's a mail to. I don't. Only do. Hold on a second. No. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. And it's like, what is that is so weird. Okay, hold on a second there. Yeah, no, it's still not showing it right. Damn it. If I got it there, but that's only one. That's not the whole. Yeah, and I'm really not a fan of this groups IO stuff because it does not
Come again.
buy a calendar. You got to go drill into all these things. Why is it not showing subgroups? Okay, calendar. You are subscribed to the group. Thanks. I knew that. Calendar. But sustainability doesn't, the sustainability calendar doesn't show.
Yeah, I think it's only DCEM Workstream source that, right?
Yeah, but it's a sub, isn't that a subgroup of the, no, OCP parse telemetry? That's not right. Metrics. Okay.
The
It's showing as a single message. All right, so can I get to the calendar for that? Okay, man, it's so weird. All right, so I've got the calendar. Now, if I click on that calendar entry, yes, calendar entry, more details. Okay. No, I don't want to add to calendar. I need you to just send me an iCal. Okay, there it got me an iCal. All right, so now I can do this. Oh, and the other annoying thing is it doesn't mark a reminder, so I have to fix that. Okay. All right, so if I accept that, does it show up now? It does. Hooray. Okay.
you got it. So what do you have to do?
Oh, I've closed it now, but you have to go into you have to find the correct, you have to find the subgroup, and then each
Okay.
subgroup has its own calendar.
Uh-huh.
So if you go click on the meeting in the calendar,
Right.
and then click more info, then it has an add to calendar button, which that one at least, will open an ICS file, or
Okay. Okay.
then you can accept it from there. But
Oh, you just go to create a ICS and add to your Outlook.
yeah,
Okay.
but now it's not showing. Now it's showing a reminder. Why did it not? Okay, okay. So just making sure that. All right. All that aside, so
Okay.
um.
So how do you create it? Maybe I have to do because I was doing it manually. Uh,
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. I didn't want to create it manually because then I mean, hopefully this has some tie-in so that if updates do get sent to the mailing list, it will make that association. That's the problem with creating duplicates yourself, because then you miss any updates.
okay.
This is all in theory.
Right. Right.
And I've been kind of I I've got a lot of email backed up from folks trying to see about the specs and
Mm-hmm.
how to publish that, and like we just got to get everyone together to figure out who needs, who can do the work and what the process is. I've got that on my list. I just cannot deal with it right now. um but trying to get this stuff up to the sustainability group as a whole. And so John Leong and I have been talking. So our recommendation is that the sustainability group needs to create a base specification, called, sustainability requirements for OCP products, or whatever. And
Okay.
it'll be a real short document, because, the only requirement that they've got defined today, which hey, if they want to add more, that's great. The only thing we know of today is, if if the product has a management interface, then it needs to comply with the profile, and then reference the profile document or specific. And John made up a new OCP terminology for that, for what that is. So here's the there's the linkage to the PDF where the profile is defined.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's
So
not, we're not going to try to make a base, we're not making base specifications using those,
right.
out of profiles. We've created a different document type, and then the actual reference, the teeth, comes from a base specification that places conformance to the profile as a requirement.
Okay. Okay.
And so at the moment, there, as far as I know, there are no specifications coming that have come out of the sustainability group. So this would be this would be the first requirement to make, and other requirements having to do with any of the rest of the sustainability stuff and the carbon labeling, or et cetera, et cetera. Great, go add them to that specification. But there's where your teeth go.
Right. 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 So you're basically going to separate it out to kind of
Yeah, it's really not separating out. It's just we need to kind of create. We need sustainability to create a base specification, which would be a very, very short document.
okay. 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 So that way it kind of follows the standard of practice of saying like I have base spec and I can just on top of that we are building this one, right? Okay. And that is going to include only the schema portions and everything, or we want to even create a general document that covers all the different areas like carbon, all kind of stuff,
Yeah.
water usage, and which way you're kind of thinking, Chip?
I'm sorry, I got somebody else in my ear. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Say it again.
And you're thinking mostly on the schema side, or are you even thinking about creating a base spec covers all kind of sustainability angles into it, like carbon and heat usage or whatever, water things, all the liquid and everything included, or just only the schema portion?
Sorry, you were breaking up there, but I would think that an OCP sustainability spec would have all of the, would have anything applicable to a product, and that, hey, if you don't have if this is a physical rack or something like that doesn't, I would want to make the wording to say, hey, if this, whatever is appropriate for this product. So, are there classifications of products that we want, carbon footprint or other labeling, or documentation aspects? Then fine. What I would want to say is, is if the product is if it's an electronic component and it has a management interface, or an Ethernet interface, then it shall emit it shall emit the data, that to conform with the sustainability profile that we've written, and here's the
Okay.
document, period. Anything else about circular economy, materials handling, and all the other topics. I think you make one document that gives that all off with the proper scoping to say, hey, this doesn't apply if you're this type of product, or these are the categories it does, whatever makes sense. Uh, but if you want folks to be able to find these things, I think we need an overarching, specification to say, here is my checklist for meeting the OCP sustainability, rules, guidelines, whatever the words are. Here's the place you can go to get that, and therefore, anyone making an OCP product, I would think that we would want that to be a mention, right? So, does this product meet the sustainability requirements of OCP? And that's where those are housed.
Okay, makes sense. So today looks like nobody others has not joined. So do you have anything else to cover, Jeff?
Nope. Oh, sorry, I do have one thing.
Yeah.
So I was talking with we were at the DMTF conference last week, and the folks from SNEA mentioned that SNEA is creating their own their own sustainability statements, documents, spec, whatever, but some set of requirements, and those requirements are in the area of the circular economy. So being able to recycle hard drives, and if I remember correctly, that falls into two categories of stuff. It's the can this has this drive been can it be properly sanitized, so that it can be reused, and then if not, does it have the proper labeling for disposal or whatnot? And they were mostly pushing this toward for NVMe devices, just for. So it's like, okay, this is not the same as the crunching up the drives with the shredder. But when they were talking about that, I went and talked to Rochelle Alvers, who was leading that discussion, to say that hey, some of this is trying to identify capabilities and being able to provide some functionality there as a minimum. So boy, that certainly seems like something we should add to our profile, because because we can just have that's additional stuff that would apply to any drive resource, in the data model. So, it's something we could add to our profile that it won't get in the way of anything we've already done. And it just means like, hey, if you have drives, then to meet this version of the profile, those drives have to have these things. So not something I want to do in our first release of this, but certainly something we should take as feedback for the next version, or maybe it goes elsewhere. But it was certainly hey, that's all good requirements, because it's trying to enable any of the sustainability efforts. So that falls in the category of effectively being able to sniff out capabilities and inventory.
Okay. Yeah, I think is it are they working on creating it, and we need to review and provide input? Is that the way it goes? Or?
I'm sorry, broke up again. What was that?
The SNEAs already, did they create the document, or they're in the process of creating one? Or?
I believe they're in the process of creating it.
Okay. Yeah, let us know when it's ready. Then probably we visit request the team to kind of review and any input.
If they had it available, I think it's like, well, y'all should certainly come to the OCP sustainability and sync up the organization. So that was my suggestion. So I wanted to mention that to Shruti.
Okay.
And that's all I had.
Okay. Then anything else? Then just probably close today, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.